Hi Ferrotech writers, this is fellow writer Erin Thorburn, I think also known as Erin Davis to some, and today I'm going to show you how to use the SEMRush tool for Google Docs. I'm already in my Google Docs and I'm going to go to the menu and I'm going to select add-ons. As you can see, I already have the SEMRush SEO Writing Assistant in my drop-down menu. If you don't have it yet, you're going to click on Get Add-ons. And you're going to type SEMRush. I've already searched for it a couple times, and you're going to hit enter, and then it comes up. On my screen, you can see that it says manage. You might have a button that says free with a plus sign. If you do, you go ahead and press it, and you're going to enter the login criteria that was sent along with this video. Once you've entered that, it will become part of your drop-down add-ons, and it will offer this selection to show. You're going to go ahead and select that. So over here, it will pull up how your assignment is presently scored. You don't have to have content in order for the SEMRush tool to work, and I'll explain that further here in a minute. Let's start by selecting the SEO button right here, and we're going to scroll down and we're going to get recommendations. That is going to change the score that we have reflected here because our writing is not yet optimized for a keyword. In order to do that, we select Get Recommendations. In teamwork, obviously, you're going to have a keyword for your assignment, whether it's a blog or a spoke or a hub. So let's go ahead and put sports injuries, since that's our keyword. It's going to then ask, where is your target audience? I happen to already have the criteria entered, but this is what it's going to look like. You can choose your region and your city. So that's wherever your client is located. For the instance of Ortho Aspen, for this blog, they are located in Aspen, Colorado. So we have the keyword, we have the target audience criteria filled, and now we're going to get recommendations. As you can see, this may take a while, so while that's getting ready to populate our new score, I wanted to explain that again, you don't have to have a blog or content already completed to use the SEMRush SEO Writing Assistant. I thought it would be easier to illustrate how to use the tool and get the most out of it already having content completed. My personal choice also is to at least have some content in place before I enter the criteria for SEMRush. I feel that having at least a little bit of content helps me to kind of understand the direction that I'm going in and keeps me aware of maybe if I'm using sentences that are too long or if I'm using language that is particularly difficult for the reader. And I'll show you how we can see those things on this tool. But for now, we're going to go back to looking at this SEO that we've selected, and now, yay, a perfect score. Now that I've entered the keyword, sports injuries, we can see that it shows up right there. And what we're looking at here, recommended keywords, can also be used as LSI keywords. So sometimes maybe in your assignment notes, your account manager has given you some LSI words to keep in mind, but perhaps they just haven't been organic or natural to the content. If you need additional suggestions, I find that these are very helpful. The words that are highlighted in green are recommended keywords that I've already used throughout my content. The words that are not highlighted are possibilities that I can integrate into the content if I need them. Here I already have a pretty good amount of LSI words. I like to include any recommended keywords in this LSI space for my account managers, and I highlight them in purple throughout the content just so they know where to find them. Again, this is optional, and this is just an additional tool to use that can help you if you're in need of LSI words. Now let's go over to readability. Readability gives us an idea of how accessible the content is to our client's audience. This is a particularly kind of tricky scenario because for a lot of clients that are medical in particular, or maybe more technical, readability might score more difficult just because of the language we're using. So if we go down to rewrite hard to read sentences, you can see that there's quite a few that I have that I've ranked as hard to read. Sometimes these are really helpful when perhaps you're not getting a very good score through SEMrush for your content. It just provides you opportunities to just correct some sentences to make them a little more accessible to the reader. In this case, I'm not too worried about it because I'm already ranking perfect. And this is a medical, more technical in nature type of writing. So for terms like Achilles tendon injuries, there's not much I can do to replace that and make it an easier term for the reader. That's just what the medical jargon is. Same goes for the sentences. Sometimes they're just going to be a little bit more complex, and that's okay. But if you are able to kind of maybe assess these and see if there are ones that are going to be a little more clear and concise, it's often a good idea to just give it a try. It'll also tell you if your paragraphs are properly structured, your title, number of characters. But again, sometimes I find that these don't match with some of the metadata criteria. So just make sure that these are in alignment with one another. So originality, I actually haven't used this tool yet. Tone of voice kind of goes back to the same thing that we saw with readability, whether it's difficult or complex. Here, I kind of fall in the middle of neutral and formal, and I'm okay with that. Again, this is medical in nature. This is an orthopedic client, so there is going to be some formal client just due to the nature of talking about sports injuries. So hopefully this is helpful. If you have any other questions about navigating SEMrush or discoveries that you want to share, feel free to reach out.